Okay, we back. Now, what we're gonna deal with for a couple of minutes here is mainly for UFC, and I made comment to them that I'm gonna show them how to block kick. A lot of you guys, you new point fighter, y'all don't know how to block kicks too, because some of the slow kick y'all get kicked with, that's don't make no sense. But and that I blame that on y'all instructor, and they can hit me up on Facebook and say whatever they want to say, but I blame not knowing how to do things on all instructing teachers. But the simple fact, that should have been the first thing you taught them. If you're going to teach me how to kick, teach me how to block the same kick or to not get hit by the kick that you're teaching me to kick someone else with. Because there's a lot of rookie-minded people that think rookie-minded. What you mean? In other words, whatever you do to them, they'll automatically try to do it right back to them because in their mind they can do it better than you, especially if they really can do it better than you. They're going to try to kick you with the same kick you just kicked them with. And so down through the years coming up as a teenager, I beat out a lot of guys because they did that. Once I kicked them with one thing, as soon as the judge gave me the point, I go back. I knew they couldn't do the exact same thing I just did to them. I just give them time to go ahead and try to do it and count it. Next thing, fight is over, 3-0. I'm going home. But that's being childish minded. Just like when they say they take a child, they take a 6-year-old child and say, pick a number from 1 to 3. What did the child hear last? 3. What you think the child gonna say? 3. So whenever I wanted to buy, I would just say 3, and I would always get to buy. So when I didn't want to buy, I would say 2, and I would never get to buy. And so people says to me one day, how is it that you used to get all the buys all the time, now you're not getting them? I said, because I don't want them. They said, how can you? So the same paragraph I just gave you, I gave it to them. They go, wow, okay, I got that. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. They used it, and it worked the exact same way. Okay, but we finna deal with blocking kicks. How do you block a roundhouse kick? There's many ways to block a roundhouse kick. There's many ways to avoid a roundhouse kick. But we're gonna deal with blocking a roundhouse kick. I want you this way. That's your bad side. Yeah. He said that's okay. We got to work on this side. Okay, throw a roundhouse kick. Throw it slow. I don't want that real leg. You see, that's the other problem. UFC, MMA. My my nephew. You know who I'm talking about. My nephew. I don't know why, and you know how to use your front leg. I know you do because you use the point fight. So I don't know why y'all don't master y'all front leg. Y'all front leg is just like a destructive jab. That's just in the boxing, a destructive jab. You need to learn how to use your front leg. You got to learn how to use your front leg. And kicking from the rear leg is not more powerful than the front leg. You just don't know how to use it right. You need to go to somebody that know how to use their front leg properly. Okay, again, roundhouse kick, block, roundhouse kick, block. Now, what you don't do to a roundhouse kick is this. UFC, MMA. You don't throw your stupid hand up like this for a roundhouse kick. All you have to do is go across your knuckles. That's your tempo. That is your tempo. You got to actually block it. Stop the kick. Don't do this dumb. You're not a boxer. This man is kicking you. He's not throwing a punch. And to go right across your top of your knuckle, that is your totally 100% nerve center back to your mega center of your brain where the man's fall and he cuts off the lights. And most kickers, the reason they kick, they really roundhouse work so devastating on your head because they're not flexible enough to throw a perfect across kick. The kick is chopping downwardly. So it comes down over top of your hand and come down and hit you partially on the top of your head and at the same time on the side of your head, which is one of the most devastating kick if you have enough momentum behind it that can be kicked with. It's just like throwing an overhand right. You don't do this for a roundhouse kick, real leg roundhouse kick. You don't do that. You blocking your face, you got to stop the kick. Use your hand. Move your stupid hand. Move your hand. Move your hand. Again, kick, kick. I want you to see this. I'm going to do what y'all do. Kick. Kick me in the head. Kick. Kick me. Kick me. I told you to better. You can kick, kick. Kick. Kick, kick. Tell him where. Come on. He's falling. Tell him where you just hit kick me at.
In his head.
Where?
Past your knuckle.
Because I'm doing this. That's not going to stop a roundhouse kick. Now, there are two different roundhouse kicks. Some of you haven't learned it because you're too hard-headed. You won't go to a guy that's a point fighter because you think he's better than you and he don't know nothing. He can help you. If the man kicked with the ball of his feet, that's a roundhouse kick. A roundhouse kick and a roundhouse mawashi or with the instep is they two different type of kicks. So they deal with two different angles at the last moment. The feet is shaped different, is formed different. You need to talk to people to get all the information you can on kicking. A lot of guys lose because they don't know how to stop kicks. They don't know how to block kick. You blocking wrong. You don't throw your forearm up. You don't do this when a man kicking you. You got to be stupid. You have to be stupid. For the simple fact, even if he don't hit you directly and he hit your hand, do you have an idea how much damage he can do to your hand by kicking your hand and knocking your hand into your head? Do you know how shaking up if he doesn't shake you up? He's the worst kicker on the planet. He shouldn't even be out there in the ring. He shouldn't be there. And to get kicked with your arm up with a side kick against your face, I'd take your whole face out with your arm. When I was a young kid, 16, 15 years old, I loved fighting grown men that was in their 30s, late 20s. Most of them did a lot of curls. So they had this muscle shoulder. And they would come up, they would fight this way. And they roll their sleeves up, they wanted you to see they had muscle. And I would laugh to myself because I've been kicking trees for an hour, 2 hours a day. I would laugh and take a step back, get in the stand, jump right into their muscle with a side kick with the heel of my feet. And they look at me, and I rub my nose, I'm laughing. When I do this, I'm laughing because I know how bad it hurt. You have to learn how to block. Developing muscle and throwing your hand up like this is not a good idea against a person that has a decent knowledge how to kick. Stay with me. Again, roundhouse kick. I meet the kick. Roundhouse kick, and my hand record. If I throw the arm out and don't snap it back off the kick, then I'm gonna feel the impact of the kick, and my mind gonna give him credit. I don't want my mind to give him credit. I want my mind to take credit away from him to give me the upper hand. Again, throw the kick. I hit it and I record back. Okay, you catch the kick with your forearm. Whenever you want to hurt a kick, we're not gonna do it to him. But whenever you want to hurt a kicker, you use your elbow. You meet the kick with your elbow. Throw it slow. You meet the kick with your elbow. You meet it. You meet it with a snap. Go right across the foot. When it comes, you hit it with the elbow. That's how you destroy a kicker. You destroy him. Side kick. I want the side kick come from front now. This way. Side kick. Okay, a side kick, same thing. You drop down, you drop your knees, drop it down with your elbow, right on top of the side of his leg. I guarantee he would never attempt to sidekick you again. You will put him in fear. He will have a sore feet the rest of the fight. Now go get him and destroy him, because once you shut down his weapon, he's yours. Now what you already know should be enough to get rid of this fighter. If it don't, come back and see me on YouTube. Let me show you one more situation that y'all dealing with. Let's do a spinning back kick for them. Let's give them. This is what y'all, the most of the UFC guys been destroyed with. Spinning back kick. Again, spinning back kick. Okay, you have to pay attention to this part. Hip, shoulder. Nice head. Hip, shoulder. If you go on YouTube and watch my video, you will see what I do to people that spin something. You go on YouTube, I run them over like a Mack truck, because to me that's an insult. With my ability of speed to take off, that was an insult to me, to turn your back on me. So I would literally run you over, hit you in the back. I hit him here, the top of his shoulder, and knock him forward, causing their head to hit the ground. That's them told up on the tip of their toe, and I run right over top of them, stop, indicating a stump kicking in the head. Now, again, spinning back kick. If your mind process is too slow to realize this man is actually spinning, to do some type of kick, all you do is take off. You go to the opposite direction of where he kicking and push him over, or just come straight forward with a hook punch. Meanwhile, when you hook him once in the face, he's going to try to turn around to defend himself. That's not how you defend yourself. You helping me knock you out. I hit him again. Bam. UFC, MMA, you come, once the punch connect, you keep going with the elbow, and you bring the elbow right back with a straight punch elbow. Straight punch elbow. Every time. Kicks are easy to block, but if you're afraid of being kicked, they become hard. If you're afraid of the person you're fighting, you're finna lose. If you're afraid of being hit, you're going to lose. Stay in the ring. Get somebody to train with that you have some degree of fear or nervousness of, and get rid of your nervousness. Bring it and put it in order. Some people say, well, I always get nervous before a fight. I'm not bragging. I never got nervous before a fight. Never. Because I knew what to do and how to prepare my mind when I was going to a tournament. I'm going to show you a little teenage story with me and a friend by the name of Jerry Northworthy. When we got to the tournament, you know where we went? Straight to look at the trophy. Me and him both went straight to first place trophy. I always tell him, no, you can't have this one, but you can have the second place one, because the first place is mine. That was my mentality. You have to take it on the same mentality. Somebody say, well, that's being cocky. I tell you what, you don't become a cocky fighter, you ain't got to never worry about first place or being a champion. Talk to you later. This is the one and only. What's your name, son?
Eric Foster.
This is Eric Foster. Y'all be good. UFC, you guys, please learn how to block, because a lot of you losing your fight for no reason. Talk to you later.